The Rolex market right now, it's a mix of gold mines, landmines, and overpriced hype. So we're skipping the BS and breaking it down clean. Which models to chase, which to side-eye, and which to leave for the next poor soul. Welcome back to Opulent Oasis. Today, we're not here to sweet-talk stainless steel. We're here to get real about Rolex. We're breaking down key models using a simple system. Green light means it's a strong buy with real investment potential. Yellow light means tread carefully. It's not a bad pick, but don't expect fireworks. And red light, that's your cue to walk away. These aren't just opinions. They're backed by market trends, resale data, and what collectors are actually chasing in 2025. Let's dive in and separate the flex from the flop. Think of this as your brutally honest watch dealer friend who actually knows what they're talking about, minus the markup. Let's get into it. Rolex Explorer, 40mm. Let's start with the Explorer, 40mm. Reference 224270, a watch that minds its business and still gets the job done better than half the lineup screaming for attention. It's built in Rolex's no-nonsense oyster steel, sized at a clean 40mm, and houses the ultra-reliable caliber 3230. That's 70 hours of power reserve, anti-magnetic tech, and COSC-level precision, all wrapped in a matte black dial that doesn't try too hard. Basically, it's the Patagonia jacket of Rolexes, quietly overqualified for everything. Retails $8,550 with resale hovering at $9,500 to $10,000, still relatively close to sticker, which is rare these days. No date, no frills, just a steel sports watch that's not trying to be an Instagram celebrity. The 40mm size finally gives it the wrist presence that the 36mm didn't quite hit for bigger arms, and it wears like a second skin. Green light, this thing's a sleeper now, but give it a few years and the market's gonna act like they discovered it first. Hang tight. Why not subscribe and join the Opulent Oasis community? Get the latest scoop on our cutting-edge content. Now, back to the topic. Rolex Submarina date. Now let's talk about the Submarina date 126610LN. Rolex's golden child that's starting to feel like it peaked at prom. Stainless steel case at 41mm, black Cerachrome bezel, and the classic oyster bracelet with that glide lock system Rolex fans love to brag about at dinner parties. Inside, the caliber 3235 keeps it ticking with 70 hours of juice, 28,800 vibrations per hour, and a date that's been photo-bombing your timeline since forever. It's like the Marvel movie of watches. You know it's good, but at some point, it all starts to blend together. Retail sits at $10,500. Secondary prices float between $12,500 to $13,000. Decent, but don't expect fireworks. It still slaps for what it is, a foundational piece with historic flex. But growth-wise, it's pretty much cruising in neutral. Everyone has one, or wants one, or just bought one because their cousin told them it was safe. Yellow light, you won't lose sleep over owning it, but you won't be bragging about resale either. Rolex GMT Master 2 Batman. Let's talk Batman. No, not the moody billionaire in a cape, but the GMT Master 2 that's been dominating wrists since before half the flippers learned what Cerachrome meant. It's a 40mm oyster steel case, paired with that black and blue ceramic bezel that somehow still feels fresh. You're looking at a Jubilee bracelet, yes, the comfy one, and powering it all is the caliber 3285 with 70 hours of power reserve, a jumping hour hand, and Rolex's chronology escapement for better efficiency and magnetic resistance. It's the only Batman that hasn't been rebooted into something worse. Retails around $11,250, but it consistently trades hands at $14,000 to $15,000, and people keep lining up like it's a limited sneaker drop. The best part, it's not a hype bubble. It's earned the respect. Functional enough for travelers, enough for daily wear, and iconic without trying to prove anything. Green light, if you've got the budget and a bit of patience, this one's as close to a guaranteed win as it gets in Rolex land. Rolex 1908. Now let's pivot hard, from Batmobiles to butlers, with the Rolex 1908, reference 52508. This is Rolex in full heritage mode. 39mm of 18K yellow gold, wrapped around a slim dress case, fluted bezel, glossy white dial, and even a leather strap, like it's 1953 again. Inside, they finally let us peek at the goods. The caliber 7140, Rolex's new manual wind showpiece with 66 hours of reserve and an open case back that basically says, "Look at me, I'm doing haute horlogerie now." It's the horological version of soft launching your serious side on Instagram. Retails around $22,000 and secondary prices are barely nudging. That tells you everything. It's elegant, yes, but let's not kid ourselves. It hasn't caught fire with collectors, and it probably won't until a decade from now, when people pretend they loved it all along. Yellow light. Buy it because you like owning something no one else at the party recognizes. Just don't expect it to headline any top investment watches of 2025 lists anytime soon. Rolex Yacht-Master 42 titanium. Now, Rolex made a move that wasn't just a different dial color. The Yacht-Master 42, reference to 26627 in RLX titanium, is the brand's version of letting its hair down, if titanium had hair. The case is a full 42mm, made of Rolex's proprietary grade 5 titanium alloy, and the whole thing weighs about 100 grams, lighter than your phone, and probably smarter too. Matte, black Cerachrom bezel with raised numerals, sandblasted black dial, brushed lugs, satin finish everywhere. This thing is peak stealth wealth. It's the only Rolex that could probably win a CrossFit challenge and still make it to dinner at Nobu without changing straps. Inside is the trusty caliber 3235, 70-hour power reserve, parachrome hairspring, chronology escapement, and -2+2 seconds a day accuracy. Same movement as a Submarina, but in a body built like a Bond villain. Retail, $17,500. And if you think that's a bit much for something this simple, remember, Rolex barely touches titanium, so the supply is thin and the future value is looking thick. Green light, this one's not riding trends, it's making one. It's the kind of flex that says, I know what I'm doing, without having to show anyone your bank account or your crypto wallet. Rolex Daytona 40mm white gold. Here's the Daytona that skipped the waitlist drama and went straight to luxury finishing school. The reference 126509 is 40mm of solid white gold with a sharp sunburst blue dial, red chrono accents, and just enough flash to make stainless Panda owners second-guess their life choices. It runs on the updated caliber 4131, 72-hour power reserve, better shock resistance, and a skeletonized rotor no one will see. But hey, it's there, and it's flexing quietly. It's like flying first class and pretending you didn't take a photo of the legroom. Retail, $45,200. Resale, steady at $55,000 to $58,000. Not wild, not weak. So why not green light it? Simple, it doesn't move like the steel ones. It's heavier, it's quieter, and the demand is niche. Yellow light. Buy it because you're into the vibe, not the flip. This one's all finesse, no fireworks. Rolex date just 36mm two-tone. Alright, time to talk about the Rolex equivalent of replying all on a company email. The two-tone date just 36, reference 126233. You've got a 36mm case, fluted yellow gold bezel, classic Jubilee bracelet, and the ever-reliable caliber 3235 ticking inside with its 70-hour power reserve and modern upgrades. On paper, solid. In person, feels like your uncle wore it to a wedding in 2003. It's the kind of watch that shows up uninvited and still asks if there's valet. Retails around $13,000, but it's struggling to keep its head above water on the resale scene, often dipping below MSRP like it's trying to hide. The problem? No one's really checking for two-tone right now, especially not in 36mm. The market's chasing stealthy black bezels, titanium cases, and anything that screams utility or exclusivity. This one feels more like it's flexing in slow motion. Red light, unless you're going for peak, retro dad energy, we'd steer clear. It's not a terrible watch, but it's definitely out of place at the 2025 party. And that's the roundup. Some hits, some may, and a couple you wouldn't wear to a free dinner. So what's keeping you up at 2 a.m.? Did we just roast your go-to piece or put you onto your next quiet flex? Drop your take. Did we get it right? Or are we just colorblind with this traffic light stuff? If you like your watch talk, blunt, bold, and dipped in sarcasm, hit like, smash subscribe, and stay locked in with Opulent Oasis. Catch you next time. Wrist game sharp, hype game off.